So there's no Biden voters in the House, right? No. Okay, good.
Not with that attitude, lady. Who the hell is going to oust themselves as a Biden voter at an RFK event when you ask the question like that? Not that there were too many likely there anyway, but now that you've successfully shamed them into not admitting they might be on the fence, proceed.
Things, I guess, will change over time because you do have to only pick one candidate at the end of the day.
Ah, damn, there goes my strategy of writing Bill and Ted in on the ticket.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes!
But the Kennedy voter and the Trump voter, the enemy, our mutual enemy is Biden.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Ah, yes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, the twisted logic of which has had mixed results throughout history, kind of like Trump's favorite Bible verse.
Is there a favorite Bible verse or Bible story that has informed your thinking or your character through life, sir?
Well, I think many. I mean, when we get into the Bible, I think many, so many. And people talk an eye for an eye. You can almost say that.
And just like how Trump can never keep his mouth shut.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
Robert Kennedy Jr.'s campaign director, Rita Palmer, couldn't keep her mouth shut either and was caught, well, not in 4K, this looks more like someone shooting a bootleg in the movie theater, but nonetheless caught saying the quiet part out loud about the Sinister RFK Jr. campaign strategy to undermine Joe Biden.
Since Biden is counting on us with Bobby in the mix, my thought is for the Republicans. See, Bobby right now, he's pulling from both sides. Right now, he's actually pulling a little bit more from Biden.
I mean, you can see it clearly in the presentation that's literally called Best Strategic Opportunity to Block Biden.
Which explains why the DNC is kind of ganging up on him. They have a special committee to go after independent candidates. Yeah, they say independent candidates, like non-affiliated candidates, they really mean Bobby.
Guys, just a quick reminder before we go on with the clip here. If you're enjoying the video or finding it informative, please just drop a like, subscribe to the channel, all those little things. It helps a ton, so thank you, and back to it.
Because Bobby's the only third party that anybody's taking seriously.
That is true, and he should be taken seriously because he has garnered a tremendous amount of support from independents and on the fencers from both sides. It really hasn't been clear which side he'd pull more from. It's honestly fuzzier than Ted Cruz's rug face. I honestly don't know if he thinks he looks cool or if he's just trying to disguise himself so voters forget he's the same guy who fled to Cancun during one of his state's worst power outages. But nobody has truly been able to pin down who RFK will pull from more. Some think his running as an independent is favorable for Biden.
But a poll conducted on behalf of RFK's super PAC shows a third-party bid by Kennedy would pull more support from former President Trump than it would from President Biden.
So you may think that him running as an independent would pull votes from Democratic voters, but this poll shows that's not the case. It would pull more away from Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump.
It certainly appeals to conservative more than anybody else, more than anybody in the Democratic Party. The truth is, I think he's a conservative at heart, just like I think JFK was conservative at heart.
And some don't. Here we have Politico reporting that RFK could significantly hurt Biden, saying, "It's hard to overstate just how small Biden's margin for error is in either Arizona or Nevada. In 2020, when Biden became the first Democrat to turn Arizona blue since Bill Clinton in 1996, he won the state by less than 11,000 votes. In neighboring Nevada, his cushion was 34,000 votes, just 2.4%. And the state has continued to move towards Republicans since. The GOP knocked off Steve Sisolak in the midterms, the only incumbent Democrat governor to lose in 2022, and came within 8,000 votes of doing the same to Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, the first Latina senator. And a lot of the current data we have comes from recent elections as well as polling, which we all know is far from entirely accurate, especially this far ahead of an election. Just ask Hillary Clinton. Here are hosts from The Hill still talking about the ambiguity around it all just 2 days ago.
This is incredible for a couple of reasons. One, this is defensive, obviously, because there is some perception that he is going to spoil the election for Joe Biden. That is not borne out. It seems very
up in the air. Yeah.
Who would be benefited from his presence in the race.
Right, and even the argument that he's attracted all these Trump supporters, Trump funders. Well, these are people who could have been giving that money to Donald Trump. So in some sense, the argument you're making is very self-defeating here.
Donald Trump, who was having some real financing issues.
Right. If he's similar-ish to Donald Trump, if that's what you're arguing, and I'm not sure that's the case, but if that's what you're arguing, then it would not be, then Donald Trump might not want him in the race. And in fact, it's not clear that conservatives do want him in the race. They're criticizing him very vocally because they perceive that, again, it's not clear from the polling. He's taking maybe more from Biden. That might not hold up. We don't know.
So up until this point, we could be forgiven for trying to figure out exactly what impact RFK Jr. would have on either side of this election. But no longer is that the case, because as the rest of this clip shows, the RFK camp, the campaign directors themselves, have a directive on what the end goal is and who they want to win. And shocker, it's not RFK Jr.
So they developed a committee just to go after him and to get him off of the ballot in any way they can. Especially, it seems as though they're going after the battleground states more than the deep blue states. Bobby's moving the blues on his own. If the Republicans accepted the fact that New York, Maryland, Chicago, Illinois, California, New Jersey, Connecticut, most of the Northeast is going to go blue, why wouldn't we put our vote to Bobby and at least get rid of Biden and get those 28 electoral votes in New York to Bobby rather than to Biden, thereby reducing Biden's 270. And we all know how that works, right? 270 wins the election. If you don't get to 270, if nobody gets to 270, then Congress picks the president. So who are they going to pick? Who are they going to pick if it's a Republican Congress? They'll pick Trump. So we're rid of Biden either way. Does everybody follow that? Okay.
Yeah, everybody follow that? Everybody follow how our campaign for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is fooling Americans on both sides of the political spectrum into voting for a stalking horse for Donald Trump? So you're not giving him a chance. You're just trying to reduce Biden's chance and get Trump elected instead. You know, I want to ask her if she knows how elections are supposed to work, because I don't know if she does. When someone casts their vote for someone, it's because they want that person to be elected, not because they want to play into a political ploy to blindside voters on both sides by being a sham operation to elect a candidate they didn't even vote for. Did you follow that, Rita? Also, God, I hate the Electoral College. Maybe we should just call it the Electoral Liberal Arts School, so that way Republicans would immediately try to abolish it. And look, it is clear as day from that video alone that this is a sham election for RFK, only meant to help Donald Trump. That is how they're running it. And here is further proof. This is Rita Palmer's literal social media here. And here's a post where she says, "Hey, New York MAGA, voting RFK Jr. for POTUS in blue states like ours is a smart way to put #Trump in the White House. Steal the 28 electoral votes from Biden with a vote for Bobby in New York. California and Illinois should follow. Thoughts? Yeah, okay, you go ahead and steal those votes by your own words. Because apparently, for you people, stealing is what elections are really about, as long as you guys are the ones doing it, right?" Here is another post from her social media. It's a response to someone saying they'd love to see RFK as Trump's VP. And Rita, in response, candidly admits it won't happen, but he may be brought into the fold. Looking likely. Wow. So there you have it, folks. Regardless what you think of Robert Kennedy Jr. or his policies, that is his campaign director making it clear as day that a vote for Robert Kennedy Jr. is essentially equivalent to a vote to support a power grab from Donald Trump and have RFK be just another appointed peon in his administration. Probably with a far less impactful role as well. Think about it. Knowing Donald Trump and his strongman tendencies, he wouldn't want RFK, a man stealing votes for him and with a broad base of support around the country, anywhere near a position of real power, especially vice president. It's Machiavelli 101. So if you actually like RFK Jr., your vote for him is effectively being weaponized to keep him censored and cornered into a role with little power.
Listen, I can make the argument that President Biden is a much worse threat to democracy. And the reason for that is President Biden is the first candidate in history, the first president in history that has used the federal agencies to censor political speech, so to censor his opponent.
And isn't that ironic. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think about this whole fiasco down in the comments. Will RFK Jr. be the true stalking horse that Donald Trump needs to win, or will this all backfire on them now that they have been truly ousted like this? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and please also share this if you don't mind, especially with folks you may know who are on the fence or leaning to support RFK, because, well, frankly, they deserve to know the truth. And if you can, please consider supporting us on Patreon so we can continue to deliver you these deep dive videos and bring you all the most important updates in this upcoming election that will clearly significantly determine the fate of our democracy. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you guys in the next one.